Yeah, absolutely. I was fresh out of college at the time, and I was really scared, and I didn't have any capital. So I actually found an abandoned billboard out in the woods from the 80s. It had a tree in front of it, and approached the landowner, said, "Hey, I wanted to restart this. I'll sign up a lease, come out here, cut all the trees, find you an advertiser, and start paying you a 20% of the rent that we get from advertising this sign." After a year of doing that, I felt confident enough that I knew the industry.
Welcome to the Texas Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview Texas real estate professionals from active real estate investors, lenders, property managers, and many others that provide goods and services into the real estate investing industry in the great state of Texas. Our goal is simple: to share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level, and to meet the pros that can help you get there. Texas Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and entrepreneurs build the business they need to live the life that they've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Zachary Gattrell out of Austin, is the founder of Bama Billboards, outdoor advertising. Zach, welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Great to have you on here. And this is going to be an interesting one because I haven't had anybody in the billboard space on the show. So I have to ask, how did you get into the billboard space?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very niche industry, and I actually got into it because my brother does heating and cooling, owns his own business, and when we were looking at advertising for him, we were getting quotes on outdoor advertising billboards, and the quotes were really high, and I was like, "Oh man, like they're making a killing." And at the same time, my dad was investing into residential real estate. So he had 3 or 4 rental properties, and all throughout growing up, we were always dealing with tenants, right? Whether that was people moving out and trashing the place or late payments, just all the issues, even HVAC going out or plumbing issues, having to call a contractor out there. Um, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, man, they're making a lot of money. Their tenants are businesses. Nobody's trashing it. There's not a lot of maintenance required, right? To me, it was a no-brainer. I was like, this makes so much more sense than going around and investing into residential real estate.
You don't
So
have to
that
go
was kind
evict
of the biggest
anybody.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
No
Not
one's
dealing
like,
with the
I'm
headache was the
taking
biggest
my
one.
sign up. You're not taking my sign down. You're like, no, this is my sign. What are we talking about here?
Exactly.
I want to ask you about those early days and maybe the first deal that you were looking at or that first billboard. Where it was? I know it's called Bama Billboards, right? So I imagine the first market was Alabama. Where did you put that first one? How did you find the deal, the lease, or did you buy the land? Walk me through that first deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I was fresh out of college at the time, and I was really scared, and I didn't have any capital. So I actually found an abandoned billboard out in the woods from the 80s. It had a tree in front of it, and approached the landowner, said, "Hey, I wanted to restart this. I'll sign up a lease, come out here, cut all the trees, find you an advertiser, and start paying you a 20% of the rent that we get from advertising this sign." After a year of doing that, I felt confident enough that I knew the industry, and I found a really nice piece of property. We bought it for $10,000. It was right off of a major highway in Alabama, and you couldn't get an entrance legally due to the Department of Transportation. They wouldn't let you.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
It was really weirdly shaped, and there's a ton of other issues with 811 after we were doing due diligence with building. It would have been impossible to build anything useful other than a billboard on the property, and that's why we were able to get it so cheap. So bought that and then put a $5,000 sign on it, and we're currently renting both sides of that for $400 each, so $800 a month on a $15,000 investment.
I don't want to gloss over that first deal. So I come from the distressed single family space, fix and flip, assignable contracts, foreclosure, and all different types of financial and even emotional distress. But that first billboard deal was a distressed billboard deal. It was a lost and abandoned billboard.
Yeah, yeah. It's rare, but you see them every once in a while. If a billboard company goes out of business, maybe the person who started it passes away, um, and nobody wants to get involved in it, or trees grow up, or there can be other issues involving permitting, where maybe a billboard was permitted years ago and things change and it's no longer active, but maybe you can bring back and get another permit for it. So.
I imagine too, one of the nice things about billboards as a way to find more clients is the clients find you. They see the billboard itself and they say, "Hey, I'd like to advertise there. I'm interested in that." It's not like when you're a landlord and you have a single family home for rent and it's maybe indistinguishable from every other home in the block. When you have a billboard, it's like, "Well, I'm the only shop on this road, so advertise with me."
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the best thing. I have a checklist of ways to get signs rented. And usually number one on that is just to put up one of those vinyls that say rent me and a phone number. And for the most part, most billboard locations will rent themselves. Your phone will start blowing up. And you'll have those people who want to rent the sign. Every once in a while, you have some locations that don't do as well with that. And what we'll usually do is try to package it in. So we'll have a really good location where we're getting a million calls, and we'll have another location that we get less calls on. We'll offer, hey, for a discounted price, I know you want this sign that's in like the best location ever. What about on this side street renting this for both of them together for $2,000 instead of just one for 1,800 maybe?
Hey, I like it. We're making deals happen now. You get two billboards for the price of one and a half. I'll take it. Um, when we talk about Austin, though, Austin, capital of Texas, and when we think about the highest markets for real estate, Austin is probably going to be at the top of everyone's list. I imagine the billboard game is pretty hot in Austin. You probably have no issues getting signs rented in Austin.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I was a little late to the game in Austin. Austin actually banned new constructions for billboards a couple years ago.
Wait, wait, wait. They banned new constructions meaning you can't have a new billboard?
Yeah, yeah. So all the billboards you see in
Oh,
Austin are about 10 to 15 years old, I think. So
why
it's
did they do
interesting.
that?
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people just think they're an eyesore, and I totally get that. Um, but a lot of Texas cities actually, especially in central Texas, have done similar things. Same in Alabama. Whole state of Vermont doesn't allow new billboards, but at least for Texas, city limits usually are banned. There's a big opportunity right now. I mean, I would say all over the United States in what they call suburban corridor areas. So areas like I-35, blowing
San
up between
Marcos,
Austin.
New Braunfels, that whole, shoot up there.
Exactly. And some of those signs on I-35, there's such a high traffic count, right? They rent for.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
$7,000 a sign. So if somebody's thrown up this sign years ago and they're making $14,000 now every month off of it.
One of the things that I love about Texas, Zach, is I actually love the billboards. I love the billboards, like you'll have, because I think I'm from the East Coast. I'm from northern New Jersey, right? So even like our attorneys, you don't have like, these attorneys with these catchphrases and like you just dial one number a bunch of times and he's like riding in on like a bald eagle. That doesn't happen. Like it's very under the radar. I don't even know how people find attorneys. In Texas, you'll have the attorney on a neon billboard holding like a sledgehammer, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. So when I think of the Texas billboards, I'm actually surprised because I would imagine like, man, I saw billboards everywhere, but I guess it does maybe make sense that people would be like, hey, we've got enough billboards.
Yeah, absolutely. I also, just to off topic, but I love the Buc-ee's billboards. I feel like I see those everywhere. They're a big renter of billboards here in Texas for sure.
So
But yeah,
Bucky's is a renter of billboards. They probably also have an opportunity to have their own billboards, right? And have other people rent the billboards on their land.
yeah, absolutely. And I think it's pretty common for commercial businesses that own that real estate beside popular roads, interstates, to get a land lease with a large billboard company. And it's just headache-free guaranteed money every month for the next 30 to 40 years, right?
I mean, yeah, you're spot on. Also, while you're mentioning the Bucky's billboards, I'm picturing in my mind's eye Bucky's coming up 3 miles, next billboard, Bucky's, and you're like, let's go. I'm going to Bucky's. I had no intent to stop at Bucky's, but now I'm stopping. So that really is the power of it there. I want to ask you maybe a granular question about the billboard game. When you're looking at a new billboard, we were talking before the show was starting about, some of the build costs, whether you go wood or whether you're having a larger structure, if you're going digital, right? How much does the permitting play into this? And could you have something and then, it falls out because of permitting or different things involved with the, local um, municipality that you're in, for instance?
Yeah, absolutely. So in Texas right now, I'm kind of targeting areas in the county because you have a lot less issue with permitting. You still do have to get permitted with the state, and the state has a lot of rules around that. Specifically, most of the time they want to see that you're near a commercial building or a commercial property. Um, there's spacing requirements. You have to be a certain distance from other billboards. But the permits are really the valuable part of billboards. So there's actually people out there that will go around and secure land leases with commercial property owners, get the permit, and turn around and sell that to these big billboard companies. And some of
Wow.
them go for quite a bit, especially if it is a very profitable location and they're able to sign a land lease for a very small amount. So if they think they can rent a sign for $2,000 a month on this property and they sign a lease where they're renting it for only $100 from the landowner, that can go for quite a bit of money.
I just invented, I just shouldn't say invented. I just thought of a strategy in my head because I come from the wholesale background. Let me find someone who's got, you know, uh, proximity to a highway. Let me sign a lease for some of their land, right? And say, hey, give me, 30 days to come up with whatever it is, first payment due in this period of time. Give me the option to assign this contract. And then I've got 30 days to go find a, national billboard company.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So there's actually a gentleman out of Virginia who started a pretty big billboard company there.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
He posts content on YouTube all the time. When I was first starting, I watched his stuff all the time. When he first started his business, that's exactly what he did, and he was able to sell just a single permit for $60,000. So he turned around and took that $60,000 and built three signs that were like a lot cheaper, wooden signs or out of a I-beam or something like that.
Now, when we talk about, getting into this space, right? I'm imagining and I'm picturing you unless you have experience or you have a serious nest egg built up, you're not going to be able to go to some of these areas and sign a lease, get the permits, put a metal structure up. So you're if you're just starting out in the billboard game without creating competition for yourself, Zach. So stay out of Austin if you're listening to this. But I'm imagining you're looking for areas where you're going to have limited permitting issues, and then also where accessibility to the road is not going to be impeded by barriers and things of this sort, or objects in the way. So you could have a stick built sign low to the ground for those who might be thinking about, hey, I want to get into the billboard space.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really think that's the best way to do it. I mean, the first sign we ever did was $5,000. Super easy to find a contractor for that too. I mean, it was four poles set in the ground and then 2x4s across it. So, uh, there's a lot of easy ways to get into it, especially if you're in a rural area and especially if you're in a rural area that has high traffic. So, a small town that's in between two cities, might be the easiest place to get started.
I want to pivot and ask you an unrelated question to the billboard game, but it made me think about this as we're talking about advertising. So, because I come from the wholesale background, a lot of wholesalers will do these bandit signs, which I'm sure you've seen when you've driven on the road. Basically, someone just sticks a sign in the ground that says, "We buy houses" or "Need to sell your home fast." There's no permits being involved there. It's basically you're not allowed to do that. You're doing something wrong. There's got to be something in the law that says you can't just stick a sign in the ground. But these signs work, right? These signs work, whether you have a house that you need to sell quickly, you have it under contract, or if you're trying to drum up some leads for yourself. What this showed me was, hey, people are talking all about digital, 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 email campaigns, drip campaigns. I'm a big fan of all that, funnels, right? Facebook, Google ads. But at the end of the day, there's just something about driving by an advertisement, seeing someone's name up there, and now you just feel like, oh, I know that person, or I can resonate a little bit with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at billboard advertising, CPI wise, it tends to be a lot cheaper than something like Google ads or Facebook ads. Um, Also, it's just a great way to build brand awareness, like you were saying. If you get four or five billboards around the same area, specifically in Alabama, where I'm from, we have a personal injury lawyer, like you were saying, that always has these absolutely ridiculous signs, and he has so many around the state of Alabama that everybody talks about him. He's a big joke, right? So I think it's amazing for building brand awareness, especially targeted in a geographic area.
Now, when folks are looking at renting a billboard, and I'm going to specifically stick with real estate operators. So let's go, realtors, brokers, maybe lenders and mortgage providers, maybe investors as well. And you're tracking your KPIs. So you're saying, how many leads are we getting? How many of these are closing? You had mentioned that they may see a higher ROI with billboards than they would with some of these digital uh, tools. Now, is that information common knowledge? Are most people aware of this? Because I feel like most people are thinking, I'm not going to get leads from this. I'm going to go put my money into Google Ads. That's what everyone is talking about. Is this common knowledge that billboards is actually higher ROI?
It's higher CPI, so per impression it tends to be quite a bit cheaper. The only problem with it is a lot harder to track, right?
I
You
see.
can pay per click, pay per impression on Google. You don't have that option with billboards. There are certain technological advancements. I know some of the bigger billboard companies were actually geofencing. So when you drive past with a phone, they were able to tell that you drove past a billboard and then serve you more ads based on that to buy a product and then be able to be like, this person drove past this billboard and then bought our product. Most of the smaller guys like us don't do that, but it's not as quantifiable for sure
I
as Google
gotcha.
Ads or Facebook.
I still think I mean, especially coming from the space that I come from, where you're looking at, just bandit signs in the ground. The next level up from that is a more official way to do it. You got to set up a small bandit sign in the ground. You got a giant billboard. Everyone's driving past it. I will say too, there's a non-quantifiable brand awareness component that comes with this, and it's an investment, right? So, let's say billboard wise, you're looking for leads right away. I don't necessarily know that, like you mentioned, it's not going to be quantifiable and you won't be able to track it as easily. But for brand awareness purposes, if you're trying to drum up, a brand and you're taking out multiple billboards in a area, what is going to be more effective than that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny. I think it works a lot better than most people expect it to. I had some abandoned or not abandoned, but unrented signs in Alabama and just threw my brother's company up on them. And he was saying, he's like, yeah, I'm getting calls from people that are saying they had never heard of me before, or even having repeat customers that are like, oh, you're so fancy now. Like I see your billboards all the time, right? So I think absolutely brand awareness is one of the biggest things about it.
Zach, we are coming up on time here. Where can folks go to learn more about Bama Billboards or to get in contact with you? Or maybe they have some commercial property near a major roadway and they're thinking, hey, I'd like to have a billboard out here.
Yeah, absolutely. My website, bamabillboards.com, has all of my contact information, and we're going to be launching Gattrell Outdoor here in Texas as soon as we can start development. And then also just on TikTok, Zach the Billboard Guy. I've been trying to grow that recently, so that's been fun.
Zach, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. If you're looking to take your business and your life to the next level, you really need to learn more about the Investor Fuel Mastermind. It's your shortcut to success. To learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other amazing entrepreneurs, 100% financing on your deals, member-only discounts, and so much more, please visit investorfuel.com/Texas. By the way, Investor Fuel is even Texas-based. Also, if you're interested in applying to be a guest on this very show, the Texas Real Estate Pro Show, please visit investorfuel.com/Texas. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app so you never miss another episode. We'll see you on the next show.